Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Real quick, I wanted to make this video. I told you I would give you updates on the ATF Pistolbrace ban. Well, it did go in effect June 1st. If you have not registered, you are technically committing a felony. I think we all know that. That's not what I'm really concerned with anymore because I decided to comply. I know some of you are probably thinking, "Oh, that's a weak way to go out. That's a surrender," or whatever. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. And if you didn't do it, that's fine. I think Colin Noir. I don't know his first name. Anyway, I think he said, I looked at his video the other day. He said something like 8% of people complied or registered compared to what was out. And that's using the ATF numbers, which I think he thinks they deflated. But if it was truly 40 million, it was even less than that, a percentage that complied. Well, I was one of the ones that complied. I wanted to take the opportunity to save myself $200 because I did want to create a SBR, and what better opportunity than to do it for free, essentially. I submitted my application on April 23rd, which was a Sunday. However, I did do the digital fingerprints beforehand, and I submitted them with the ATF Form 1 application. However, the ATF didn't accept those fingerprints for some reason, and that's what the system told me. So they generated an email, and I did the paper fingerprints. I ordered ATF Form 1 fingerprint cards from Amazon. Comes with the ink pad. So I did my own fingerprints, and I sent them off that Monday or Tuesday, and I tracked it and make sure it was there. It arrived. The processing center is in West Virginia, so it arrived that same week. So from April 23rd until now, today is June 6th, I waited, and I knew the wait times, according to the ATF, was about 40 days for electronic, 45 days if you mailed it. So I knew we had, Memorial Day, a holiday with in between, so I expected it to be delayed a little bit. But it was pretty much right on money. And so today around 12 o'clock, 12:30, I checked my email, and I had received the email from eForms portion of ATF, and it said there's been a status change in your application. And lo and behold, I looked, and it said approved. So one of the things that I didn't understand about their approval, though, is when I opened up the PDF file of my application, it said, and I'm going to read this verbatim, approved with conditions. See conditions on the last page of PDF. So when I scroll to the last page of the PDF, it says in red print, approval conditions. Pursuant to ATF Final Rule 2021R-08F, which I know that was the final decision that was issued back in January that really set up the 120-day grace period. But my question is, did they say pursuant to this rule to make it not approved if the courts overturn that final decision? So it seems like there's a little trickiness even going on with that, So I'll reach out to somebody to try and get an understanding of, if the courts overturn that rule, is my gun still registered? In my eyes, I would say yes, but in the ATF eyes, why would you put any conditions on approving the SBR? It's either I'm approved or not approved. It shouldn't be approved pursuant to whatever rule. It should be approved pursuant to the NFA Act. Wherever it spells out that you have to register an SBR is the condition that the approval should be made, regardless of the decision about pistol braces. I should have a registered SBR, and the way the ATF wrote the conditions of approval just makes me think that they're playing games again, and that they're gonna be looking to get after people, or at least get that $200 back if that rule is overturned. So something I'll keep a watch out on. I encourage you to, if you decided to register your gun, keep a watch out on that. If the courts overturn it, are you legally in possession of a registered short barrel rifle? Because the ATF is known to issue tricky decisions and rulings to trip you up so that you don't stand a chance in court. And, to me, that's legalese. If there is a lawyer out there and you understand what that means pursuant to the final rule, does that mean that if that final rule is overturned by the Supreme Court, which I'm about 99% sure that will actually happen, am I still the owner of a registered SBR? I would say yes, but the conditions, the conditional approval, which, interesting fact though, when you do your e-forms, as you're checking, you got approved and then you got conditional approval. My approval was put in the approved column. It wasn't put in the conditional approval. So there again, there's ATF trickiness. If there were conditions to my approval, why not issue me a conditional approval that says conditional approval instead of the full approval? So by issuing me the full approval, I'm going to interpret this as my gun is registered no matter what happens with the courts and the final rule decision. So just wanted to come to you, let you know that I did comply and I am legal. Like I said, to some of you, I probably wimped out, took the easy road or cowered out or whatever it is that you want to say. But to me, I did what I've always done, and that's, well, not always. I did what I've always done since I've been a legal gun owner, and that's comply with the laws. So I'm always going to comply with the laws. I'm always going to encourage you to comply with the laws. I'm also always going to encourage you to reach out to your Congress people if there's something that you don't like, to let them know that you don't like it. But I'd rather you fight that battle free than to fight that battle locked up or mar your record just because the ATF person is trying to intentionally make a name for themselves or wrangle people up, for political points. Because I really think that's what that decision was all about. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all those things. The YouTube things that YouTubers say. Do all those things. Comment. Make sure you comment. I want to know if you registered your weapon. I know some of you probably never registered. I want to know that too. But if you're one of the other ones that registered, I want to know if your approval was conditional as well. So thank you for taking the time out to look at my video. God bless. See you.